Sports Webcast. I'm Jason Phillips. Boo.
And I'm Evan Piercy. Today we'll be discussing monsters in the NFL, sports curses, and we're going to go trick-or-treating NHL style.
But first, we're going to kick things off with the 3 strikes. Las Vegas is becoming a sports town. Within the next 2 years, the city is expected to have an NFL team and an NHL team. Yes, there will now be something other than gambling in Vegas. So Evan, does Las Vegas deserve all these professional teams? What do you think?
I don't like it personally. I mean, yes, I know I'm wearing an A's jersey, but I love the Coliseum. Last time the Raiders moved, they moved to Los Angeles, and then you saw them going right back. I mean, sports players in Vegas doesn't mix.
Yeah, that could be bad, but the Raiders need a new stadium. They're playing the first quarter of their schedule on a baseball infield.
It's beautiful. I love it. I'm a traditionalist.
They're
it's
getting
great.
tackled on dirt. They tried to get LA, but the Rams took that.
Yeah.
They can't get a new stadium in Oakland. I think they have to go to Vegas.
Yeah, but then you also have the NFL, the whole thing of like the no gambling policy, how that's going to play out. You know, if players turn up in casinos, turn up, you know, in clubs, you have to account for that when
and
planning
hockey, I just don't think belongs in the Southwest at all. So
no, it doesn't. I mean, it's a bad move, I think, for both leagues, but more so for the NFL.
All right.
So Cleveland, in a few short months, has gone from the losers of the sports world to the king of it. So, Jason, what's going on the shore of Lake Erie?
Okay, you cannot call them a city of champions when they are the home of the Browns. This franchise is the mistake on the lake. They are 0-7. They haven't won yet this year. They haven't won.
But they have the Cavaliers just captured the NBA title.
Okay, that was their first one since 1964.
But the Indians are in the World Series against the Cubs.
Yeah.
No, barely any other city's done that in the history of sports.
Okay.
So are they the king?
But that's right now. We can't just forget about their past. They had not won a championship since '64. That was the NFL championship. The Super Bowl didn't even exist yet.
But if they win the World Series this year, are they going to be considered, for the certain time in the future, are they going to be considered the king of sports, the king city?
I can't do it when they have the Browns living within that same perimeter.
I mean, I understand the Browns, but 2 championships, if they're able to pull off 2 championships,
that'd be impressive.
It would be impressive. You know, they can have that title at least until the NBA season wraps up.
Yeah.
So,
throughout sports history, some players stick out as downright terrifying. These are the players that strike fear into their opponent just by looking at them and cause nightmares for opponents the night before the game. So going with our Halloween theme, Evan, who is the scariest player in sports history?
I have to go Randy Johnson, 6'10" frame, that devastating fastball. I mean, he blew up a bird.
Yeah.
That's horrifying for batters. He was just a nightmare to face. That devastating fastball with that slider. You know, he would easily throw at you if you just looked at him weird.
Yeah, well, I'm going with the guy that was so intimidating. They had to add mean to the beginning of his name. Mean Joe Green, the face of that steel curtain defense, which was the best defense of all time. Don't argue with me.
Really? Better than the
They were the best defense. That's a whole other argument. But this guy had 78.5 sacks over the course of his career. Quarterbacks looked at him and ran the other way. He was terrifying.
All right. I mean, you know, Mean Joe. Wait, what about like Lawrence Taylor though?
Yeah, that's another good pick.
Another good pick.
Mean Joe Green was just scary.
So you're Mean Joe.
Yeah.
All right. Well, 3 strikes are up. You know what that means.
It means we're out. But don't go anywhere because up next we have some NFL football.